You ever feel like life hands you a couple of rough moments and your brain's like, yep, time to start building a medieval fortress? Nobody's getting in here ever again. Brick by brick, you stack them up, thinking you're being smart, thinking you're protecting yourself. And maybe you are, for a while. But then one day, you look around and realize you're alone, sitting inside a skyscraper made of invisible walls, scrolling through your phone, wondering why every text feels a little hollow and every conversation feels like it's happening 3 feet away. It's crazy, isn't it? We build these walls thinking we're dodging pain, but really we're just trading one kind of pain for another. A quieter one, a lonelier one, a pain you can't even brag about because from the outside, you look fine, you look strong, you look unbothered. Meanwhile, inside, you're just some sad little guy living inside a fortress made of emotional drywall. You ever try to celebrate a birthday inside mental walls? Spoiler alert, not great. Happy birthday. Here's another year of not letting anyone really know you. Here's another year of laughing a second too late because you're too busy checking if it's safe. Here's another year pretending you're fine because being real feels too risky. Sounds like a blast, right? You tell yourself, well, at least I'm safe. But safe from what? Disappointment? Rejection? Yeah, sure. But also safe from real connection. From belly laughs so ugly you snort. From hugs that hit you so hard you have to pretend you're not getting misty-eyed. From the kind of late-night talks that remind you you're not crazy, you're just human. You think walls make you strong? They don't. Vulnerability does, but man, nobody tells you that when you're out here trying to survive middle school betrayals and first heartbreaks. Nobody tells you that strength isn't about building higher walls. It's about building stronger bridges, and honestly, some days, I still forget that too. When I was a teenager, I went through this phase where my motto was basically, trust no one, not even your houseplants. I had this cactus named Spike. Spike was supposed to be my low-maintenance buddy. Wouldn't judge me. Wouldn't leave me on red. Solid dude. One day, I'm watering Spike. Overwatering him, actually. And he just died. Just shriveled up. I remember sitting there like, wow, even you, Spike? The betrayal was real. But also, maybe I was the one choking him out by holding on too tight. Maybe sometimes we overprotect ourselves so much, we kill the very things that were meant to help us grow. And here's the real kicker. You don't realize you're doing it. You just think, people are exhausting. You just think, nobody gets me. You just think, I'm better off on my own. And the world nods and tells you that's healthy. Protect your energy, they say. And yeah, boundaries are good. Self-respect is great. But walls? Walls are prisons we build ourselves for crimes we didn't even commit. Life hurt us, and instead of healing, we sentenced ourselves to solitary confinement. And the cruelest part? We threw away the key and called it freedom. You ever watch a little kid at the playground? They fall down, they scrape their knee, they cry like the world is ending, and then 2 minutes later, they're back up, running full speed like a tiny drunk tornado. No walls, no fear, just pure, reckless trust that life's still good, even if it stings sometimes. Somewhere along the way, we forgot how to do that. We learned to stay down, to stay hidden, to stay guarded. And that's the saddest magic trick life ever pulled on us. There's this old story, maybe you've heard it, about a village where everyone walks around carrying huge rocks on their backs. Some of the rocks were passed down from their parents. Some were rocks they picked up after bad breakups. Some were rocks they found after someone betrayed them. And the rocks get heavier and heavier, but everyone just keeps carrying them because that's just what we do here. One day, a traveler comes through. He's not carrying anything. He's smiling, light on his feet. The villagers stare at him like he's insane. Where's your burden? They ask. And he just laughs and says, I put mine down. And they freak out because the idea that you could just stop suffering, that you could just let it go, that's terrifying. But also, that's freedom. And here's the truth they never put in the movies. Healing isn't some big, glorious, fireworks in the sky kind of moment. It's not a dramatic montage with the perfect indie song playing while you magically get your life together in slow motion. Nah, healing looks a lot less glamorous. Healing is dragging yourself out of bed on a day you didn't want to get up and brushing your teeth anyway. Healing is sending that text, the one your anxiety is screaming at you not to send. and surviving the silence that might come after. Healing is saying, I'm fine a little less, and actually I'm struggling a little more. Healing is replying when your instinct says, ghost. It's smiling at a stranger, even though your brain whispers, they're gonna think you're weird. It's letting someone hug you, even though your whole body stiffens like a cat seeing a cucumber. Healing is awkward. Healing is messy. Healing is giving a high five and missing the hand entirely, and laughing instead of dying inside. Healing is sitting across from someone and resisting the urge to run because the last time you trusted someone, you got burned so bad you swore you'd never do it again. Healing feels fake at first, like you're playing dress up with someone else's bravery, like you're impersonating someone who believes in good things. But over time, slowly, clumsily, it starts to feel real. Starts to feel like maybe, just maybe, you're not broken beyond repair. Starts to feel like maybe the walls you built aren't prison walls. They're just walls you can climb over. They're just walls you can tear down, brick by stubborn brick. And listen, you're not weak because you built them. You were brilliant. You were a survivor. You did what you had to do to protect yourself when you didn't know any better way. You made it through storms that should have knocked you flat. You kept going when it would have been easier to just give up. So give yourself some credit for that. Seriously. You survived nights when the world felt too heavy. You survived mornings when getting out of bed felt like lifting mountains. You survived moments when you genuinely believed you wouldn't. And now you get to live differently. Now you get to build something better. You get to build a life where love doesn't feel like a threat lurking around the corner. You get to build a life where being seen isn't terrifying, it's freeing. A life where connection doesn't immediately equal betrayal in your mind. A life where you can laugh so hard you don't even notice the sound of your walls crumbling around you because you're too busy living. Imagine that for a second. Really picture it. A life where you wake up and your first thought isn't, brace yourself for impact, but what beautiful, ridiculous thing might happen today? A life where you don't pre-reject yourself before anyone else has a chance. A life where you show up, all of you, even the awkward, overthinking, sometimes too loud parts. And people don't just tolerate you, they adore you for it. Imagine trusting your own heart enough to hand it to someone else without fear that they'll smash it for sport. Imagine living without constantly scanning every room for exits, escape plans, backup plans, worst case scenarios. Imagine belonging not because you edited yourself down to something acceptable, but because you showed up raw, real, messy, and it was enough, more than enough. Because that's where the real magic happens. Not behind the walls, not inside the lonely safety of your fortress. Magic happens out here, in the messy, unscripted, terrifying, breathtaking open air, where it's a little risky, where you might trip and fall and skin your heart a little, but where you also might find a laugh so deep it feels like it's shaking loose every sad thing you ever swallowed, where you might find love so unexpected it feels like sunlight breaking through after years of storms. Maybe today's the day you start planting gardens instead of stacking bricks. Maybe today's the day you realize you were never protecting yourself from pain. You were just postponing joy. Maybe today's the day you finally set the heavy rocks down and realize you never needed to carry them this long. Maybe today's the day you stop auditioning for love. Stop rehearsing how to be perfect and just show up. Flawed, beautiful, human. And yeah, it's going to hurt sometimes. People will disappoint you. You'll trust someone who wasn't ready to be trusted. You'll cry the kind of ugly, snotty tears that make you look like you lost a fight with a garden hose. You'll have days where you wonder why you even bothered opening up. But you'll also have days where you laugh until your sides ache. You'll meet people who don't just stay, they choose you. Every messy, marvelous piece of you. You'll find yourself dancing barefoot in your kitchen at midnight, singing into a spoon like it's a Grammy-winning performance. You'll find yourself slow dancing in empty parking lots, crying at stupid dog videos, hugging someone so tightly you're not sure where you end and they begin, and it will be worth it. Every messy, chaotic, heartbreaking, heart-healing second of it. It will be worth every wall you had to tear down, every risk you dared to take, every tiny choice you made to believe, maybe this time will be different. Because it will be. Different. Better. Brighter. So if you're still sitting behind your walls, peeking out, wondering if it's safe yet, this is your sign. It's not going to be perfectly safe. Life isn't safe. Love isn't safe. But it's safe enough. And safe enough is all you need to start living again. Safe enough to say yes instead of no. Safe enough to stay instead of running. Safe enough to believe that maybe, just maybe, you're not too broken, too late, too much, or too little. You are enough. Exactly as you are. You survived the storm, warrior. You made it through nights you thought would never end. Now it's time. Time to dance in the sunlight you never thought you'd feel again. Time to live like the walls never even existed. Time to stop surviving and start thriving. Come on. We've been waiting for you. The world's a lot brighter with you in it.